What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie and today we are doing... yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking one of my favorite bands of all time. We are talking about Slipknot, baby. Slipknot is finally I'm gonna rank the Slipknot discography. I did listen to discography again and a lot of albums have changed throughout my ranking. Now, just to warn you that I love every single fucking Slipknot album that has been created. Even Make Feed Repeat was an absolutely amazing album, but I'm not going to add it onto this album ranking since we are doing the official Slipknot albums, not the album before their debut album. So that doesn't count because there's some really awesome songs on MFR like Killers Are Quiet, which sounds very similar to Iowa, and Gently, the actual different version of Gently. Not to mention Anders is featured on MFR through most of the album. But yes, so first of all, let's kick off with the weakest album, and let's be honest, it is 0.5 The Grey Chapter. This is after Paul Gray died, and certainly there is still a really good album by Slipknot, but I just feel that this is definitely the weakest album by Slipknot. You got songs like Cool Pop, which has an upbeat energy, along with The Negative One, and not to mention Devil in I absolutely love that song, but there are some weaker songs off the album like Leech, Sarcastrophe, and a few other songs that just don't gravitate towards me. Like, this album is still an absolute banger. Corey Taylor's vocals are quite different on this album, not as visceral and raw as All Hope Is Gone or even Volume 3 or even Iowa. His vocals are sort of tamed on this album. Certainly there are some killer songs like Custer, cut me up and fuck me up and cut. I absolutely love that song. And if Rain Is All You Want, the actual bonus track on this album is absolutely fucking fantastic. I love how melodic some of these songs are, but there always has to be that last pick for an album, and that is 0.5 The Grey Chapter. So this will probably piss a lot of you guys off, but I just feel there are just so many stronger albums. And we're talking about a debut album, Slipknot. This was released in 1999. It's an absolute fucking classic. I just feel that this album is slightly overrated. Like, there are better albums for this band, but I believe this is definitely one of the most dark and eerie sort of atmospheric Slipknot albums, but it's not the darkest album. I just feel like some of these songs have just been imprinted on my mind, where this album has just dropped so much in its ranking. It used to be indeed one of my favorite albums by Slipknot, but I just feel that this album has aged quite a lot. It certainly harnesses that new metal sound that we got from Korn, but it's also the aggressive tone by Slipknot on this album. Songs like Wait and Bleed, Eyeless are just absolutely classics. I love Spit It Out. Then you got Tattered and Torn, Mean and Smee Inside, Prosthetics is a pretty good song as well. But some of these songs are slightly fillers, like I feel that Diluted is a filler, but still this album is fantastic, it really is. I just feel like this is the second weakest album, and this is a personal opinion. A lot of you guys may actually have this at number one, which I wouldn't argue as well, but this is the ranking and I've got to be brutally honest on what I actually prefer. So next is All Hope Is Gone. A killer album this is. Now, a lot of Slipknot fans don't actually appreciate how good this album is. To be honest, I think it's definitely one of the best Slipknot albums. I think All Hope Is Gone is absolutely better than the debut album. Now, this may be controversial, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. This is my opinion. My opinion is the law on this channel, and you should respect my opinion like I will respect yours. But All Hope Is Gone is definitely a different sound by Slipknot. More melodic and more catchy, like songs like Dead Memories, Psychosocial, along with Gematria, The Killing Name. Gematria, The Killing Name is definitely one of my favorite songs of Slipknot all of time. Absolutely love it. Gehenna, oh, that melody that Thompson provides, so damn good. But you've got some mediocre songs like The Butcher's Hook is a grower of a song, but it's one of the worst songs by Slipknot. Then you got Snuff, which is a good song, a very good ballad, definitely one of the softest Slipknot songs you could imagine, but certainly this album has its cohesive moments and its unexpected moments, and that's what I love about this album. This album really grew on me throughout the years, and I absolutely love When All Hope Is Gone, and I do love the last song, Till We Die. It's certainly melodic, it's certainly catchy, and Till We Die is, all the Slipknot shows I've been to, Till We Die has been always played after the curtain, after the final curtain. So absolutely love this album. I cherish this album, and I think it deserves to be right in the middle of the pack. So coming up next is Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Now this album is fantastic, it really is. This album's very aggressive, quite heavy as well. One of the heaviest works by Slipknot. I just feel that it's slightly attracting the mainstream crowd. Like, you got Duality, which is so damn aggressive, along with really angelic at times, especially Corey Taylor's vocals on this album. Circle, and not to mention you got Vermilion Part 1 and Part 2, The Nameless, The Virus of Life, and Danger Keep Away. Danger Keep Away is such a really interesting way to end off the album. They were trying to do a Danger Keep Away 2.0 with We Are Not Your Kind with My Pain. They absolutely failed in that song. My Pain is one of the worst fucking songs by Slipknot of all time. But Danger Keep Away has definitely got that ambient and melodic feel that you absolutely love. Before I forget, it's definitely one of the highlights of the album. What I really love about this album is bloody 3-0. 3-0 is one of the underrated Slipknot songs of all time, and I just feel it needs more attention. 3-0 is definitely one of my favourite songs by Slipknot. Just absolutely bangers like Pulse of the Maggots. I love the guitar tone on this album. The production's absolutely fucking incredible. But damn, it's like a 10 out of 10. I love it. Coming in at number 2 is We Are Not Your Kind, the latest album. This album really surprised me. It really did. Now, at first, I didn't really enjoy this album, and I gotta be brutally honest, I didn't really enjoy this album, but I listened to this album countless times, and I tell you what, this album certainly grows on you. It's definitely the most experimental album by Slipknot. I love how heavy some of these songs are. Like Unsainted is melodic and catchy, but so fucking heavy. And then you got songs like Birth of the Cruel, Nero Forte. How melodic and catchy is that chorus? Especially Corey's high falsetto, Liar's Funeral, Critical Darling, and to really change things up, and incorporate electronic elements is Spiders. How catchy is that song? It's so damn good. I just love how dark some of these songs are. The Liar's Funeral is definitely one of the darkest songs of the album, especially Corey screams throughout that song, and I just love that. I just love how Corey Taylor's vocals really capture the listener on this album. It's like, you can tell there's so much aggression, you can tell there's so much hate in Corey Taylor's vocals. And Corey Taylor's vocals and overly instrumentals on this album are fucking fantastic. And then we get to My Pain. My Pain, the worst Slipknot song of all time. Absolutely fucking hate it. It's like a 6-minute interlude. The most terrible song. This is why it's not number 1. My Pain is horrible. It's a really horrible song. I hate it. Got Not Long For This World. Not Long For This World is so damn good as well. I just love the chord progression, the ambient tones at times. And then we get Solway Firth, which is definitely one of the most heaviest Slipknot songs. But what is so great about this album is that this album just flows like water, man. It flows like water. And as much as I listen to this album, I just feel like this is a masterpiece by Slipknot. I think I rated like a 7 out of 10 in my album review, my cringy album review I did a year ago now. If I had to rate it again, man, probably a 9 or even a 10. I absolutely fucking adore this album. Listened to this album countless times now. I just feel it's one of the best. And finally, coming at number 1 is No Doubt's Iowa. This is what made me love Slipknot. I love how heavy this album is. I love how aggressive it is. There's just so many good fucking songs like People We Go Shit, People We Go Shit, People We Go Shit, along with the Disaster piece. I wanna slit your throat and funk your wound. I wanna push my face in and feel the swoon. So damn good. I just love how aggressive some of the songs are. And Gently, the remake of Gently is amazing. Corey Taylor's vocals are on another level, and this band, Slipknot, were in turmoil on this album, but they managed to pull together and make to make the best album. The Heretic Anthem If you're 555, then I'm 666. So damn good. Along with Skin Ticket, New Abortion, Metabolic, and to end off the album is like a 10-minute song, the Iowa, which sounds like Killers Are Quiet, but Iowa is much more better than Killers Are Quiet. So damn good, this album. Absolutely fucking love it. It's one of the masterpieces by Slipknot, and that's why it's my number one. There are just so many good damn songs like My Plague, I Am Hated, The Shaped. This album is definitely the heaviest Slipknot album. It's heavy, it's gritty, incorporate elements of death metal at times, especially those death metal riffs. I wouldn't say this album is new metal. I wouldn't say this album is new metal. It's just an absolute blast. I don't know what I'd call it. Slipknot core, something. It's so damn good, this album. Fucking love it. I love the lyrics as well. Like the lyrics, Slipknot lyrics are absolutely amazing as always. But just this album, the lyrics just really hit hard. Like Everything Ends, the Heretic Anthem, and even My Plague has just got such strong lyrics has just got strong lyrics. I fucking love it. I really do. So hey, if you want more Slipknot, go check out this cunt, Quest for Metal, who actually does a whole Slipknot song ranking. So link will be in the description for his video if you want to check out his song ranking. So comment below your favorite Slipknot albums. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.